Right, so what can I tell you about the Cairngorms? It's a place I've done a few blogs from actually, and I've kind of talked about the harsh environment and the cold and the blizzards, because that tends to be when I've been up here filming. It's always been in winter and snowy conditions. But it's a nice chance to actually, well, it's benign like this, to sort of show it in its full glory in summer. It is a range of hills, but everyone's heard of the Cairngorm Plateau, and the Cairngorm, the central plateau, I suppose, the range of mountains that we call the Cairngorms. It's a big mass, sort of a big dome of hills of rock, which is about 30 by 20 kilometres, and it was all, the bulk of it was formed a whopping 420 million years ago. So it's very, very old. Not the oldest rocks in Scotland, but you know, among the oldest. It's the largest area of land over 3,000 feet and 4,000 feet in the British Isles. So tends to be an environment that's quite unique. It's the closest thing we have to an Arctic alpine environment. The temperatures can be quite subdued here most of the year round, and as you can see, there are snow patches lingering, which hopefully will last through to the next snows when they come. It has already been snowing up on the highest tops. It was snowing on Ben Nevis a couple of weeks ago, and when I was up on Leargach last week, in fact, it was sleeting. So it might be August, September, but the harsher weather is coming because it is so wild, inaccessible, harsh, and there's quite little development here really, despite what you might think, because of the ski centre being there, because of all these things, and because it is such a good environment for the kinds of creatures that might be persecuted or be adversely affected by human impacts elsewhere. It does have a large number, a sizable number of our endangered species are found here. I think it's something like a quarter, I think 25% of the species that are endangered in the British Isles are found in the Cairngorms, so it's a very, very important refuge for wildlife. And that's actually a nice illustration of how quickly the weather can change. Even though that's a benign change, but the visibility can drop just like that. But that goes for any of our hills really. Cairngorm, which gives the range its name, Cairngorm means blue cairn, and I think the word the Cairngorms, I've read that the Cairngorms as a general term for these hills is only quite a recent thing. It's only in the last few hundred years, apparently, because their proper name for the range is the Monarua, the Red Hills. Conversely, the hills on the other side, over that way, the other side of the A9, the Mona Lea, the Grey Hills. Grey Hills and the Red Hills, anything but the Blue Hills. So it seems quite strange that somehow Cairngorm has given its name to the other hills in a way that doesn't necessarily describe them, apparently. I read all that somewhere.